Oh, sorry, I already started. Hello, and welcome to my Twin Flame Journey. I am Shine, and this is going to be the December reading, as well as going into the new year for Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars. And be sure to check your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars to get additional messages. Please keep in mind these readings are general, so take what resonates and leave the rest. I also may be describing you or the person that you're dealing with, so apply the energy as it may fit. I also deal with shadow work, which means that I guide those who have been on the receiving end of misdeeds and who have done misdeeds against others. So again, whatever side of the coin you may fit on, apply the energy as need be, and don't force things to fit if they don't fit. Then maybe it's just not your message. If you'd like a personal reading, all the information is below. If you'd like to do an energy exchange and show support to the channel, donations are greatly appreciated. How to do that is also below. What's the other thing? Darn it. I've just done 2-hour-long readings back to back, so I'm a little frazzled. Plus, it's like, getting late here. So forgive me if I'm not like recalling everything I gotta say here in the spiel. Is there anything else? Oh yes, please again like the video if you feel so inclined. Subscribe, hit the notifications button to be alerted of future videos. Of course, share, leave comments. Let me know how it resonates, if it resonates. And what else? Oh yes. This is the Law of Attraction spread because I figured to close out the year and to kind of prepare us for the new year and how we need to show up differently for ourselves or with others or what have you. Hopefully this will give you some insight. The first question here is what energy are you currently sending out? Because again, what we put out, we get back, right? Something that needs to be something that you need to be more open to receiving. This is what will come if you are more open to this. This represents the next step that you have to take, or the leap of faith. This card represents how can you manifest even more successfully, and the last card represents the message from your higher self, source, energy, or spirit. And of course, this is the why to each one of those. This is what chakras you need to work on to help you manifest better things. Here we have the overview, advice in regards to love, what challenge or obstacle or block are you needing to address here that'll help you, as well as the reality check or what lessons that we're needing to learn from and take with us moving forward. Now, let us start off with the first card, which is Breathe. Let us see what this has for us in regards to messages. Let's see. Essential meanings: patience, waiting, going slowly, wellness, meditation, and trust. The Oracle's message: patience in all things is called for right now. What do you need to do when you're in a rush? Slow down, of course. Meditate and trust. Breathe and repeat. Humans cannot exist without drawing breath. Drawing breath. Now is the time to allow the life-giving element of air to replenish your body, your being, and your very essence. Stop to smell the roses, breathe in the sunlight, and release the darkness, and miracles will appear. Relationship message: don't be in too much of a hurry right now. The heart needs time to open. Take a breath and let nature take its course. Release constriction and anxiety, for there is no need for tension. Savor the moment, and the waiting won't prove difficult. Your heart knows what the ego often resists learning. Patience pays off in deep and meaningful ways. Prosperity message: you have worked long and hard. Your dreams are coming to fruition, and you want to hurry things along. You are the slow one moving languidly, yet still progressing right now, in a rhythm dictated by your authentic nature, the essence of your dream and the will of the universe. Slow and steady wins the race. You will indeed win if you relax, stay the course, trust your intuition, and breathe. Protection message, inertia, laziness, and apathy are signs not of slowing down, but of decay and lifelessness. Wake up and do something to shake this off. Go outside for some air. A walk in nature will remind you that all of life is ensouled and magical. Get some exercise, move out of your head and into your body, and breathe in deeply. Each breath is precious. So that is your overview. Yeah, it's all about, again, allowing things to unfold naturally. Don't resist change, go with the flow, breathe. Don't be in such a hurry to get to the destination. It's all about the journey. The cliche after cliche. The advice here is it's up to you. So whatever it is, it's up to you how you show up here for yourself. Let's see. It's up to you. The end result of the situation you asked about is entirely in your hands. You can affect the outcome by taking a proactive approach to solving any challenges. Stand in your own power and have confidence that you have what it takes to bring about a happy ending. Don't wait for someone else to rush in and take charge. In order to come to a successful conclusion, this situation requires your unique perspective and experience. So again, how we see things, what we've learned, how we can apply it for our future, right? It's all about taking action and taking charge in our own lives here. And then we have the challenge or obstacle here for you, which is the Rainbow Prince, but it was in the challenge position. And this talks about compensation and perseverance. So let us see. That one is number 26. The Rainbow Prince is telling you that you need to address how committed you are to your path. Have you been giving of yourself? Have you been, giving of yourself only as a means to control the situation? His gentle advice is to practice giving fully of yourself. Devote all of your attention when you're with someone and be completely present in all areas of your life. When you do so, you will receive more than you're trying to get by being the way you are now. So whatever, it's however you've been showing up. It hasn't been serving you, or it's caused some kind of things to backfire or not work out the way that we wanted to. So again, it's about being fully present, being giving of yourself if you were one of those masculines that were kind of holding back, and that has prevented you from manifesting the kind of life or love that you want. And not having a wandering eye for some, exploring too many options here as we have over here. But the question is, again, how committed are you to your own healing, to your own path? It's up to you. It's in the end, it always is. And I will, we're going to do these, but I'll read the other ones after. You have root chakra, which is all about our foundations. You got two root chakra cards. One is soulmate and one is perfection. Now, you could have been dealing with a soulmate situation or karmic situations that were meant to teach you something, whether we're getting out of one or trying to move towards one, or manifest one. Maybe that's why for some they're saying stop, don't try to jump and rush in and whatever. Allow something to take time, especially if we're trying to go back to old situations or trying to embark in new situations. However you did things before, we're needing to not do him that way again. That's kind of in whatever relationships that we're having here. Um, Let us do, but it is about, our core here, our roots, how we're manifesting. It's about grounding, our stability. And if we aren't stable, then everything's all over the place. Soulmate, it's time to face my true feelings. Inspiration message: to enjoy the beauty of a rose, we must risk being pricked by our inner thorns. This offers a new way to live. The best incentive to change is love. So for some, again, for some masculines who were fearing love, perhaps, again, entering into relationships where they weren't fully invested emotionally in them, again, perhaps it's just means to an end or whatever, filling a void, meeting a need type of things. And that was never satisfactory. So, in order to have the love that we really want, we're needing to show up differently. And the best incentive to change is love. And for some, it is about reconnecting with a soulmate or looking to find, a soulmate for yourself that will be more long lasting. Personal inquiry: what truth am I embracing? This card indicates no longer living a lie. Again, no longer being in denial, no more lying to ourselves or lying to others or however we've fallen on the coin here. I don't see any deception cards, but you never know. It's always lurking around somewhere. Key ideas about speaking your truth: choosing love, freedom through transformation. Again, it's up to you to transform, to let go of old mindsets, ways of being, situations, people, what have you, and allow, choosing self-love, even not settling for less than, etc. An unexpected outcome or new truths. So again, either this is something we're coming into realization for ourselves, or maybe we're needing to speak a truth, or I don't know what. Keywords are authenticity, treasure, and trust. All right, so again, I guess it's needing to get honest here. Oh, and then we have perfection right next to it. How lovely. I have the same high standards for myself as I have for others. So again, you can't expect so much from other people if we're not willing to, be the same. And again, as far as settling for less than, not lowering our standards in order to just be with somebody. Inspiration message: are you being too hard on yourself and consequently on others? Begin to look for what's right and good in your world, and you will see it. Personal inquiry: where am I presently focusing? Knowing what's right and telling others about it might not be the best way of being. How can I spin that one? Obviously, where am I presently focusing? What do you want? It's up to you to, where you put your focus is what's going to manifest for you. That's one part of it. And perhaps in some ways, again, people needing to learn their own lessons, or needing to learn, again, own their own sides of the street if we're dealing with people who don't hold themselves accountable, and constantly trying to tell this person, what they're doing wrong and what they need to change. And really, it's like you can't change anybody. They have to be wanting to change themselves. So it's, again, the only thing you can change is yourself and how you're showing up or what you're allowing. Again, you're responsible for your own energy and what you allow. So for some things, it might be, not worth keep beating a dead horse unless that horse, revives itself. Um, for some, it's just about needing to move on to another direction that will meet you in your same standard. Key idea is alienating others or feeling alienated, seeking perfection, constantly looking at our options of constantly chasing what might be the better thing. Um, and perhaps missing out on things that have true potential because we're too busy chasing the next shiny thing. So again, alienating others, disregarding others, or maybe we're feeling kind of shut out ourselves, because we also have here the Five of Pentacles at the end. Deeply desiring love. And it also talks about transformation ahead. So for many, they're on the cusp of a change here. Keywords are uniqueness, friendship, and acceptance. Right? So for some, it's acceptance is the last stage of grieving, right? Or the last step to change is acceptance. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't, but it ain't what it could be, right? So we'll do the other ones after. Let us begin here with the vibration you're currently sending out. Well, I keep doing this. Let us backtrack. The bottom of the deck. Woo, we'll be all right. The bottom of the deck here, we have the Emperor. And then we also have the Seven of Swords in the reverse. And then we have the Five of Cups in the reverse. And then we have the Fool in the reverse. We also have the King of Cups here. And the Two of Wands. For some people, they're looking at what direction that they're going to take next. For some, it might involve travel. But again, I think there's been a lot of endings and kind of opportunities for new beginnings, or we're entering into a new phase, a new journey, and we're kind of trying to figure out our direction. This could be you or the person you're dealing with, whether you're going towards love or who you want to offer your love to, because here we have the choices and the Ace of Cups below. Because for some, they were toggling with some masculines, were toggling with decisions, or feminines too, deciding to pursue new love or to give opportunities to people that might be trying to come back, or not wanting to take leaps of faith or being afraid to, if it's about, giving our love, unsure of our direction, right? And this is all about clinging to the past or having regrets about the past, perhaps, about some shady behavior or trying to get over someone else's shady behavior, right? This is about trying to get away with things unnoticed or needing to make some kind of confession about our regrets. The Emperor is somebody who is like, has control over their dominion, who's been through a lot of life stuff and has gained wisdom, perhaps again due to their own behavior or an experience that you went through with somebody else that wasn't so swift. And again here, Five of Cups, which again talks about regrets, sadness. And we have the Tower. So again, this is a shake up, a wake up, an aha moment, or something happened that's kind of shifting us to have to make a choice to take a new direction, right? This is gaining the wisdom, something you had to go through in order to learn a lesson. Ten of Swords is here. Oof, and Five of Swords behind it. Lord, Three of Pentacles. So again, for some, it could have been third-party situations. Again, people needing to make a choice between two people. There could have been betrayal involved, obviously pain. So there's something went down here, either in a current situation or a past situation. And some people might be trying to make amends or unsure if they can make amends and go back to something, again, because something that they were currently in ended. Or this is us unsure if we want to deal with somebody who's coming back from the past, or, you know, moving on to find love elsewhere. But there's obviously, as I mentioned, there wasn't any shady cards. But then, of course, when I look over here, there they are, because they're always there. That's just, you know what I'm saying, how it seems to roll over here. Again, the Emperor is the masculine principle, so that's why I said this could be a reading that's, you know, some masculines are kind of realizing the error of their ways. Again, represents power and authority, stern attitude. So again, it could be somebody who is a little controlling, trying to control people, control outcomes, again, as a defense mechanism to protect themselves, again, showing up in certain ways that were self-sabotatory and contradictory to what it is that they really want, but they just keep repeating the same behavior patterns, which causes them to enter into karmic situations. Again, it's meant to teach them something about some kind of deceptive behavior. Enter into relationships for the wrong reasons, again, meeting needs and filling voids, etc. But again, this is about somebody who's learned through their experiences, hopefully. Represents intellectual heights. We're trying to gain some intellectual heights here. Has acquired years of wisdom and experience. He's seen firsthand the consequences of his actions. So that's what I said, some people are learning. This is about, again, trying to gain some control and stability in one's own life. Trying to figure out their direction here. Or again, are we dealing with somebody who was manipulative and controlling, or we were that way, or something here. It's also a need to be grounded, as you have here, the root chakra. It's all about needing to get grounded within oneself, get stable within oneself. Order out of chaos. He's been there and done that. Like me, that's why I always say, been there, done that, got the t-shirt. It's also about guidance and wisdom. Symbolizes passion and energy for life and its challenges. Again, tackles things head on and doesn't try to run away from them. Again, because they gained wisdom through life experience and knowing, again, that you can't keep showing up doing the same thing and expect a different result, right? Again, stability, strategic thinker, structure. You know, get in some discipline even within ourselves, especially if we have some bad habits or bad behaviors that are got to go. You know, becoming a leader, leading yourself through this situation here, and onto a new path. And as I mentioned, the Five of Cups is about moving on, acceptance. Again, one of those cards says about acceptance. Recovery from regret, realizing the full implications of the past and the lessons learned, recognizing the value of the experience. Again, the reason why all things happen, these karmic soulmates, the whatever, they're all meant to teach you something about yourself, what's got to change, bringing up all those shadow aspects. And again, soulmates could be friends, family, heck, they're even your pets sometimes, or it's you know, romantic. It's needing to learn to be open and to take risks again. We're going to have to, as the world is our oyster, right? We've got the Two of Wands there. This is about breathing, living and learning. It's up to you how you're going to manifest your future. You know, how are we going to show up differently, etc. Lingering regret and bittersweet memories, but still trying to be hopeful for the future. It's also about the end of suffering and beginning of new love and relationships or new interests. I need to start engaging with inspirational things. It's about looking at, you know, where our values lie, knowing what you want and what makes you happy, and again, and not settling for less than or being less than. Feeling trapped in the past or buried feelings that we're needing to deal with. Again, for some, it's confessions, it's apologies, or it's just needing to live and learn and move forward to something else if you're not getting any apologies or anything like that from somebody from the past, or that you're currently dealing with. Fives also speak about, again, change, right? Regrets. Again, it's up to you what we do from this day forward. And as we are weighing out our choices here, the vibration you're currently sending out is like, which one of these is going to be the wise choice this time? Because perhaps some things, not everything in these cups is a good choice. You know, we got snakes and all kinds of stuff in here. Seven of Cups talks about ideas, dreams, thoughts, mysteries, illusions, transitions. You know, the snake symbolizes wisdom and knowledge. The little ghostly person here represents a need for illumination. The floating head represents a companion, you know, perhaps a soulmate. The tower, which is this little thing in this cup here, represents stability and power. Finding our stability, taking back our power, right? The wreath over here symbolizes victory and honor. The dragon represents status. You know, who do you want to become? Oh, I'm sorry. The wreath represents victory, honor, and status. The dragon represents supernatural forces or temptation versus the best choice. Delusions of grandeur, or being caught up in dreams, fears, and fantasies. Right? There's also the jewels in there. Remember, that's the all that glitters isn't gold thing. It's a thought to act. It's trying to find our inspiration, again, our direction, trying to make thoughtful choices, calculated choices, again, not wanting to make mistakes, again, not wanting to repeat, because we don't want to risk of being in illusions. So, because remember, not everything in here is good, so it could be a great opportunity that turns into problems later. While something that was less enticing turned out to be the golden opportunity. That's what I said. For some, they're having regrets about a choice that they made that turned out to be the wrong one. And now they're trying to go back because they kept trying to look for the perfect thing, kept trying to chase the glittery thing. But all that glitters isn't gold, and no matter where you go, there you are. So a lot of people are having to, you know, deal with themselves and their choices and their actions and gaining wisdom through those choices and actions, and wanting to make or needing to make better choices in the future, to not overlook something else, as this thing mentioned over here, because of what we overlooked sometimes was the better thing. Right? Wishes and mixed blessings. It also talks about one-night stands and cheating and consequences of that. So again, maybe somebody's exploring too many options. Somebody's a player, somebody's betraying, somebody's cheating, and they got caught up in that. The tower came down, and now they're having to, maybe they gotten kicked out of their place, and they need to find somewhere else. And for some, it's traveling far distances. Yep. But then we have here the Ace of Cups is the why. So obviously it's about, trying to trust our intuition in regards to a choice that we're toggling with here, a direction that we're toggling with. Could involve love again, could involve trying to pursue a new person, completely new person, or, wondering if you should give this love that you now realize that you have through your regrets, to someone from the past. Um, it's having your heart, trying to have your heart lead the way. It's the incarnation of spirit appearing in the material world, because usually this is the hand of God holding the cup, right? All the aces in the decks are supposed to be gifts from the universe, right? New opportunities, and this is a new opportunity in love. But again, it's up to you how you approach this situation here. Beginning of love and happiness and compassion with a friend or romance. Fulfillment that is there for the taking. A cup of love being offered to you, or you're wanting to extend it. Emotionally and spiritually, fulfillment is there for the taking. Positive energy between two people. You also have the Two of Cups over here. So, and then we have the reunion card over here. So that's why I said for some people, it's trying to get back together. As we have here also forgiveness. That's what this card means. Trying to make a peace offering, trying to look for forgiveness, trying to have an opportunity for new love to grow here, giving and receiving love on a new level. Because again, we've learned making peace. It's also about creative expression and allowing emotions to shine through. So not holding back our feelings. If we were a person who was, stern and holding back our true feelings and living a life of lies and deception, etc., and didn't pan out. Spark of inspiration, the birth of a new idea. Could also indicate, conception, pregnancy, and birth. So if you don't want babies, watch out. This is something that you're needing to be more open, something that you need to be more open to receiving. So this is a Three of Cups. This is all about, it could be third-party situations, like I says, getting rid of one, narrowing down our options so we can give the one cup and not be too much giving our cup to everybody here for the players. Celebration, accomplishment, reunion, joy, happiness, protection, peace, purification. The favor of the universe is upon you. Beauty, compassion, growth, good times, harmony, standing by each other, love and support, balance in work and life, birth, union, wedding, enjoying the company of friends, taking time off to recuperate, the conclusion of problems, compromising, finding a win-win, right? Win-win situation, coming together for common goal, a creative outlet. So again, for some, it might be, because there's more aspects than just relationship stuff. Soulmates could be, again, your friends, people that you're collaborating with. Maybe you're trying to also get off a new creative idea, weighing out all your options. What do I want to do? To get some stability in our life, if we're talking about manifesting career. This is also, like I said, reuniting with people. For some people, might be traveling to reunite with people. And this is also about trying to get back to being happy, especially if we've been in the lowest quite a bit. Allowing there to be peace within, right? Allowing there to be, again, a conclusion of problems. Given situations the benefit of the doubt, or coming together again for common goals, sharing positive energy and passion with others. So we're needing to embody this kind of stuff, and the reason why is because this also talks about can be gossip, again, third party, friends with benefits kind of thing. That's what I said. Maybe somebody had too many options and they're needing to narrow some shit down. So we have here the Ace of Swords in the reverse, and this is talks about truth, clarity, cutting through the shit. In the reverse, it's about confusion and chaos or lack of clarity. Again, maybe people was living a life of having too many options because they didn't know what they wanted or who they wanted. Lack of clarity around what your true goals and aspirations are, and need to spend more time on clearly defining in real terms what you want in life. A need for planning and focus. An idea not yet put into action. So again, when we're talking about collaborating with people, perhaps new projects, new ideas, that hasn't quite gotten off the ground because we're not sure how to approach it or get it going. Unable to make a decision, again, between two people, perhaps. Or needing to make a decision to cut some shit out so that we can find our happiness and explore other options of other places. A need to seek the truth rather than taking things at face value as well. Especially if we got any past people coming back looking to reunite, make sure that we got all the information before we proceed. Clouded judgment, missing important information that might assist you. Clouded judgment again, or unable to make a decision it's creating, you're just creating turmoil and challenges for yourself, causing stress and anxiety here. The Nine of Swords talks about what will come when you're more open to this. Well, you'll probably relieve yourself of all the stress and worry and anxiety if you make a decision and a choice and kind of gain some clarity, apply the wisdom, and seek happiness, right? Whether that's reuniting with people or getting some projects off the ground so that we get our finances in better order, because for a lot of people, financial stuff comes into play. Nine of Swords again is fear, nightmares, fears of the future. That's why they're telling you breathe, and don't. You can't be in the past or the future. You got to be, what can I do in the present to manifest what I want? Because what we put out is what we get back, right? Again, someone is kept up at night by anxiety, needing to draw upon your inner strength, being hard on yourself, again, putting yourself down, blaming yourself, being angry at yourself, again, shoulda, woulda, couldas, kicking ourselves in the ass, being all in our regrets and in the woes. But it's like, okay, breathe. What can I do to change my situation? Where do I need to be honest with myself, with other people? Where do I need to, apply wisdom and clarity? And what steps do I need to take? It's up to me, right? To persevere through whatever this is, to not give up hope that better things can come. But again, it's about applying ourselves. And why is this? Because of justice. So for some, it's talking about karmic justice, balancing the scales, learning the lesson, shedding the karma, whatever it is that's been keeping us in cycles, patterns of behavior, stinking thinking, again, self-sabotatory things, causing our not stepping up for ourselves, allowing others to walk on us, however it fits for you. For some, it could be divorces, separating ourselves from things that are causing us stress and anxiety, and moving towards a future where we can have a soulmate relationship that is better than what we're leaving behind. It's also about impartiality, Truth that cuts both ways, logic, well-ordered mindsets necessary to dispense fair justice, again to balance the scales, logic that must be balanced with intuition, spiritual consequences for our actions. Again, this person has learned from their mistakes, right? Justice and fairness, truth and law, fair decisions. You're being called to account for your actions and to be judged accordingly. So again, whether you were the doer of the do or allowed it, everybody got to own their sides of the street. And as long as you've learned the lesson, according to spirit, those scales are balanced. Regardless how, if the other person got theirs, whatever, it's about you. It's always about you and your journey, your lessons. And if you've learned and you've overcome, then according to the universe, it's balanced. And however, whatever things happened, they happened as they should, because again, it was a learning experience, karma. So that's why they say breathe, learn from the things, and persevere, right? It's also about actions that might have long-term consequences. So that's why people are trying to make sure that they don't repeat, wanting to make a better choice this time around. But, there's definitely whether this is somebody, again, trying to make things right with someone that they screwed up with, or someone who's trying to get over something and move forward, or worried about accepting someone back into their life that, did some shady shit. We don't, still feeling unsure. Now, Five of Wands represents the next step that you have to take with a leap of faith. This is the Five of Wands, and the upright talks about minor conflict, tit for tats. Even the back and forth thoughts in our heads could be inner conflict or conflict with other people. Right? That's why perhaps for some, trying to come out of that, trying to find some kind of win-win peace in a situation. This is also trying to avoid conflict or needing to have an increased focus again on our goals. So for some, again, it's not just about relationships, it's also about working relationships or career manifesting or whatever it is. There could be multiple areas that we're dealing with because life is just so fun that way. Again, avoiding conflict, deflecting, ignoring. Again, you can't ignore something hoping it'll go away. You got to deal with it at some point. I need to be more assertive. It's also a sigh of relief after conflict and struggle, or feeling more secure in your relationships, conflict-free. Again, a need to stay committed, a need to focus on achieving our goals, right? So again, this being the next step that we need to take. We need to focus on achieving our goals. We need to stay committed to our healing, our path. We need to find a way to come out of conflict with ourselves, with other people. Breathe, the sigh of relief. We're needing to face the music, hold ourselves accountable, or whatever it is. Because right now, this is the why. We got the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So either this is you or the person that you're dealing with. And again, or it could just be the energy of this card. If male, female, doesn't matter. So maybe you're trying to come out of conflict with somebody who's the Queen of Pentacles, or this is you trying to gain some kind of stability within yourself, because Queen of Pentacles in the reverse talks about imbalance in work and family commitments, being consumed by work or career before family and relationships, and need to rebalance your life, feeling worried if we can be financially independent, as again, maybe we're trying to figure out our options in regards to, again, collaborating with others, trying to get some ideas off the ground, to get our finances in order, our relationships in order. neglecting oneself too much to care for other people. So this is for the feminines that were in the doormat area or the codependent in that way, trying to heal and save and work hard on other people's problems, and they were working on their own. This is also being a homebody and somewhat isolated, needing to seek social company. So again, for some, we're needing to get out of our heads and get out there more, so we can explore the world and find out what opportunities await us. You know, if we release again the pains of what have you of the past, whatever's keeping us stuck, holding us back, preventing us from manifesting, right? It's also needing to let others take on their own responsibilities. Again, you can be supportive, but there's a difference between being supportive and enabling. Don't enable people in their own karma. And don't allow people to enable you in yours. Again, this is wake-up calls for many people about, again, how they show up and how they allow others to show up. So this representing the next step that you're needing to take, the leap of faith. Perhaps, again, it's trying to come out of conflict with somebody that you want to establish a relationship with, that you're thinking about offering your love to, that you're trying to decide if it's the right path or the right choice, or, you know, wondering if things will turn out in your favor, feeling a little bit of stress and worried that they might not. Perhaps, again, there was cheating, third-party scenarios, where we're wanting to reunite with somebody, but we don't know what to do, or again, this is just, you know, ourselves, if we're not dealing with a past person, just getting through it and trying to move forward in our lives. And again, the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is, again, nurturing. She signifies stability, security. So again, watch out for people's motives. Some people ain't looking for love, they're looking for help. You know, don't repeat. If you're one of those masculines who's looking for living situations or stability or something, and it's kind of like, you know, got booted out of your old situation and trying to go back to something else, again, it's up to you how you manifest this next phase of your life. You know, we're needing to, again, check ourselves before we wreck ourselves, as the saying goes. Because here, how can you manifest even more successfully? We got the Magician. We got the infinity symbol over here. This also speaks about soulmates. This also speaks about cycles, cyclical patterns, karmic cycles, going round and round and round. It's also, you know, divine connection here. New beginnings, skills, logic, and intellect, the bridge between the world of spirit and the world of humanity. Again, taking our higher knowledge from our experiences and applying it down here in the 3D, right? Takes the power of the universe and channels it and directs it into the physical plane. Talks about alchemy, mind, heart, body, and soul, earth, air, fire, and water. Duality, you know, the light and the dark, shadow aspects, all of that. Knowledge, experience, right? Purity, and just like a washing away of the old shit, the old ways of being, toxic behavior patterns, toxic people, whatever it is. It's a new beginning, a new fresh start. And through your experiences and your wisdom gained, you have what it takes to manifest again, but it's up to you, right? Having a can-do attitude, having optimism to creating success. Manifest goals with tools available to you, creative ways to solve problems. When I talked about having a win-win, right? Reclaiming your power to act with awareness, concentration, again, commitment. Act now, have clear intent, right? What are your intentions? Why, you know, make sure that we're doing the right things for the right reasons. Focus, again, getting clear. What do we want out of life? Who do we want to become? How do we go about getting it? You know, make sure we're doing everything from a place of integrity, of course. And why? We have the Prince of Swords, which is the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords, you know, it could be somebody who takes charge, like with a lot of energy, you know, rushing in. But that's why they say with some things, don't rush. Allow things to unfold naturally, especially if you're somebody who's trying to come back around to somebody and there's been a lot of betrayal and cheating and lying and third parties and I don't know how long you've been separated. This shit ain't gonna happen overnight. You're gonna have to allow people to regain trust in you, work on things. Like I said, you want to come out of conflict with somebody, and it's not, and it would be unwise to just jump back in without allowing people to show and prove that they're walking the talk. You know what I'm saying? Um, Charging forward again, rushing in without any regard to the dangers that they may encounter. And for some masculines, that's the lesson that you've learned from your past things. And for some feminines too, don't rush into relationships until you get to know somebody, because a lot of people talk a big talk and they don't deliver. So especially people dealing with narcissistic types, as we have the magician here, who can also be somebody who's manipulative. So, like I said, watch out. Um, so blinded by their desires to manifest an idea that they fail to see the difficulties or the consequences of their actions. So again, don't rush. If you have an opportunity to do something over again with somebody, learn those mistakes, show up differently, or you're going to just repeat. You're going to blow your opportunity here. Um, so patience, as they say, with the situation. This also shows great determination and ambition and strength to succeed no matter what, you know, in the positive aspects. So they're determined to gain some control over their life. They're determined to manifest some things because they're tired of being, you know, in the poorhouse or in conflict with their heads and with other people and whatever you've been going through. Everybody's kind of over it. But in the negative sense, again, it could be, you know, haste, lacking foresight or preparation, may neglect to understand the needs of others as one pursues their own goals. So again, check people's motives and agendas and check your own, you know. So also talks about new projects and ideas. Again, inspiration. So some people might have some things, like I said, not just in relationships, but in also what they want to do with their lives, who they want to become, career, what have you, creative projects. Um, so again, this is how you can manifest. So it's to tap into that, get out of the woeist and tap into your potential, right? Get that drive, get out of your head. But don't rush and cut corners or you may suffer in the long term. Again, don't repeat. Use your intellect and your wisdom. Right? Because again, watch out for people that might come rushing in because they fill you with a whole bunch of, hey, I got this idea for this, that, and the other, whatever, and it turns out to be friggin' a nightmare. So watch out. Because here we have the message from the higher self, source, universe, and your spirit. Five of Pentacles. So again, this speaks about financial poverty, struggles, going through hard times together, or allowing someone else to drag you to the mud while, you know, dumping all their karma on you. And you're like beaten and lingering behind there with one leg. This is also spiritual poverty. Spiritual and financial poverty, feeling left out in the cold. So again, a lot of people got financial karma. A lot of people are spiritually poor too. You know, they've gone through the ringer many times. Because again, each one was an opportunity to teach you something. And every time you failed, you repeated, you repeated, you repeated. So this is about, again, tapping into your higher knowledge, learning from mistakes, empowering yourself, getting yourself out of this poverty mindset or lack mentality or the woest, or again, allowing others to drag you through the mud, or you dragging yourself through the mud. Fives talks about change as well, adversity, persevering through adversity. So they're encouraging you to do that. This talks about, again, illness, unemployment, solitude. So again, there's some stuff that we're needing to kind of address here. But help is available if we seek it. As the light is inside here, as they're out in the blizzard. If they go inside, and usually inside, I look at that as within. And not just going into the church. It's like going within, tapping to your higher source. Again, spirituality, reason why all things happen, etc. By focusing on the material, you lost sight of your spiritual development. So again, a lot of masons will be materialistic, having too many options or chasing shiny opportunities and overlook something that was actually the better choice or the right choice. But again, some might be realizing that, and because they're feeling left out in the cold, perhaps they're trying to come back to somebody. For some, needing to change our attitudes again towards money. This is also can affect our self-esteem and our worth, feeling alone, abandoned, and unwanted. Oh, Lord. Excluded, ostracized, or in need of support and comfort. Right? For some, it's being earthly rich and spiritually poor. So it depends. Maybe some people aren't struggling with money. But for many, they are. It's also, again, about karma. Reaping what we sow. And why we have this is the Two of Cups. Well, of course, Two of Cups talks about soulmates. Feeling left out in the cold by a soulmate. Or being dragged through the mud by a soulmate. But again, or overlooking one. Because we were too busy chasing other things, being a player. Always thinking there was going to be something better, something more perfect. But in the end, Two of Cups, again, soulmate card, speaks again about weddings, ceremonies, commitments. So either somebody's toggling with a commitment, trying to make an offer of a commitment. It's also about the union of opposites, which again, soulmates usually mirror each other, right? In many ways you're compatible, and in many ways you're not. And in those ways that you're not, many ways that you're not, that's the mirror. That's holding up the things that is the shadow, right? For many. Union of opposites with honor, respect, and balance brings reward. So again, if you can honor yourself, honor the other person, respect yourself, respect another person, bring balance and fairness and justice into a situation, that will bring your reward. But again, it's up to you. This is also finding balance and harmony within yourself. Balancing both sides of yourself, the shadow and the light, getting yourself out of this poverty mindset or lacking spiritual whatever, feeling beaten and battered. It's up to you. Again, you can let an experience break you or let it make you into something better, right? Beauty and power when two become one, mutual respect, balance and harmony with each other, a win-win, not just I, it's we. Right? So it's not being selfish and being a player. It's knowing that our actions and our choices affect other people as well. Heartfelt exchange of emotions or appreciation, kindness, thoughtfulness, feeling special to one another. Again, marriages, engagements, consideration, and partnerships of any kind. Again, friends, family, romantic. Again, it's weaker than the Lover's card, because the Lover's card is a union of two complete beings, which means it's like you both kind of work through your karma and you're whole within each other. Soulmates come again to teach you something, and they're usually karmic, good or bad. But again, could be life partnerships. It's no. I want to say one is not less than the other. They're just different. They serve different purposes. Some the same, but some different. And obviously, a twin flame is the other half of you. A soulmate is part of your soul group. But of course, you know all this if you've been reading tarot, right? It's a union of self-love and respect. As I says, loving yourself. Loving yourself and enough to manifest for yourself, right? To pursue things that are going to make you happy, that are going to get you out of the woes and the isolation and the loneliness and the poverty or whatever it is here. Time will tell. It's also about weathering the storm, as it's underneath the two people here. What? It's a big difference between this card and this card, right? It's like these two people are all happy and loving each other, and these two people are like, what the fuck? What the hell are you taking me through here? But again, the joy. What is the advice in regards to love? Trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith, so it's either trust that the universe will bring you something better if you were dealing with a dud who is never going to change or show up differently. Trust that you can have better. Trust you can have your Ace of Cups, your Two of Cups, your happiness, your business, or whatever it is. It's up to you. Or, if we're dealing with trying to reconcile a situation, it's going to take time to build up trust again, and that's where the patience has to come in. For anybody that's coming rushing in trying to manifest something real quick because again they're looking for another living situation real quick or whatever, again, allow things to go slowly and you'll find out who's real and who falls off when what they're wanting they're not getting quick enough. And again, if you were waiting a long time for something, that person can wait too. There's no rush. You work on you, I work on me, and maybe we can work on something together. There's no need to jump back into something again unless you know for sure that people are again walking their talk, are working to resolve their karma or their issues, because otherwise it's going to be the same old, right? Flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. So for some who are trying to get out there and move on to meet somebody else, you need to not be so isolated. You need to explore some options for yourself. You need to go out with friends, get out of your head, get out of this lack mindset, because we attract what we are, not necessarily what we want, right? So if we release our fears, live and learn, breathe, do what we can for ourselves, and kind of try to get our joy back somehow so that we can be light in our energy so that we can attract that. Or they're saying, if it's about people reconciling, try to again find a win-win. Extend your light-hearted energy to each other and trust that maybe in time something will get better. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So again, for some of you, get support from your friends to help you to get out there and to get happy again. For some, this could be, again, as I mentioned, about collaborating with others if it's involving career stuff. Sometimes it's the spirit saying, let us help you. We're trying to help you. Trust. But again, as I mentioned before, watch out for the hobosexuals who aren't looking for love. They're looking for help. They might be looking for help. Watch out. We also have here unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So again, if you're dealing with a narcissist type or somebody who's just, trying to rush in and manifest something quick because their other situation blew up and then they're really showing up the same old, watch out. Or they're telling you, in order to turn something around or to make something work, you're going to have to have requited love. It's going to take two people putting in the effort, right? We have here finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So for many people, again, like I said, it's tied into both areas that you're needing to work on. And for some, like I says, who might be coming back around, they might be still in their financial whatever. So that's why, again, don't take on anybody else's karma. Don't enable somebody. Don't repeat what you've done in the past. People need to learn to show up for themselves. People need to learn how to manifest for themselves and not dump all their stuff on you. So make sure if you are coming back together with somebody that we are not, falling victim to some more bullshit, another codependent kind of situation where it's more about stability and finances than it is about love. But we also have here express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So for some, it might be a situation where love and work, you're going to be doing both together with someone who is a soulmate, perhaps a life partnership. And you're going to come back together and you're going to work on things. You're going to express, try to heal this unrequited love situation. And again, maybe you're going to work on some stuff together. Or express your love for your career, for your passions, for whatever ideas that you're wanting to manifest for yourself, right? Maybe needing to let go of an unrequited love situation. And again, put yourself out there and trust that something better is coming along. Or, for those that are looking to make amends, you're going to have to work on your finances and make sure that we're showing that we're, again, walking the talk. But allow patience for things to unfold naturally. People, again, gotta work on opening their hearts again, right? And what life lessons are we needing to take from our experiences here in the future? Sometimes rejection is God's protection. Sometimes what we want isn't for our betterment, but instead for our destruction. Know that the universe has something better for you. So for people that were making wrong choices, when that situation ended, when that tower moment came in, whether by your own doing or the universe interfering and saying, okay, enough of that, to kind of wake you up and shake you up, it happened for a reason, because the universe wants something better for you. They want you to become a better version of you, right? So whatever you're being denied is in your best interest, right? And even if that's a way of being, a way of showing up, not being allowed to do that anymore because it keeps blowing up in your face, Or again, if we're dealing with unrequited love, heal from that and know that you can have something else. Work on your finances, work on yourself, put yourself out there. We have here the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Sometimes we think that it is because of how someone wants us to see it, but in reality it's just fertilizer bullshit. Or if you're the person who has the habit of wreaking chaos and havoc in other people's lives, maybe it is greener because you're not over there messing it up. The truth is the grass is greener where you water it, which is true, So maybe some people were discovering that the grass wasn't greener. That's why they're trying to come back. And they're realizing that it would have been greener where they watered it instead of chasing after things, thinking it was going to be better. Or if you're thinking that, the person that you were dealing with, or somehow their new relationship, they must be loving them or treating them right. More than likely, if they were a liar, cheater, user, abuser, they're still doing that with somebody else. Instead, if you're dealing with narcissistic types, it ain't always, it isn't what you think. It's the same shit that they were doing with somebody else. Keep it moving. We also have here, they're not in love with you. pursue other options and forget about this one. So again, either you're not in love with your karmic situation and you're realizing that and that's ending and the grass wasn't greener on the other side and now you're trying to come back and make amends with somebody else, or they're telling you that whoever you were dealing with, they were full of shit, they were a liar, a cheater, or whatever it is, they weren't in love with you. Rejection is God's protection. Heal from that, and don't waste your time. You can do better, keep it moving. Or in either case, or even if you're the one who fucked up and is trying to come back, don't waste your time. Don't waste opportunities. Don't let more shit pass you by. You know what I mean? Like, step into your power. Either way, don't waste your time in regards to pursuing your dreams and your goals or what have you either. And then we have here, never lose sleep over someone who's in bed with somebody else. It's painful to hear, but it's the truth. People's choices and their actions, try to accept them, heal, and move on. Now, for some of that, again, that we're dealing with shady-ass people, it sucks, but, again, you're better off. Karma's not a bitch, it's a mirror. Karma is what we create by our thoughts, words, behaviors, actions, deeds, etc. within ourselves and towards others. For example, treating ourselves or others from a place that is not based in love, integrity, truth, compassion, etc. can create negative karma. The opposite, creating good. It's of our own making and will get served our just desserts, be it in this life or the next. Negative karma can be carried over from previous lifetimes and comes in the form of lessons to be learned in your current life. Life is like school, and our karma is the classes we came to pass or shed. You will repeat until you learn. You will be rewarded when you pass. This is ascension work. So it said, if you learn the lesson and you're moving on, keep faith. You'll be rewarded for whatever mud you were dragged through here. As long as you show up differently and you emit a different vibration, then you won't attract, again, users and whatever. You might, but at least you use discernment and you won't deal with them. Or again, if this is about the person realizing the grass wasn't greener and they were exploring too many options, again, it's showing them this is your karma. That's why you keep, you know what I'm saying? If everywhere you go, there you are. If everywhere you go, there's a problem, guess what? I'm sure you've heard the saying, no matter where you go, there you are. This is true. This is the truth. You can't run from yourself. Something within you needs to be addressed. It's time to acknowledge repetitive patterns, toxic behaviors, etc. that's causing problems in your life and perhaps in the lives of others. So again, whatever side of the coin you fall on, or both sides, because again, if you put up with it, you gotta ask why. If you're doing the shady shit, you gotta ask why. Obviously, something within you needs to change so that we stop repeating and we stop allowing things to repeat with other people. Oh my God, I'm so tired. And on that note, I send you love and light. I wish you healing and luck in regards to this and anything else. Like I said, just use discernment, people. Try to be wise. Try to learn from your mistakes and try to have faith that if you let go of what no longer serves you, better things will come. And until next time, my dears, take care. Bye-bye.